You also developing right now at noon, the search for a gunman is on after a young mother is killed and a child injured in a shooting.
It happened at an apartment complex in Miami-Dade's Naranja neighborhood. Local 10 News reporter Joseph Ojo is live at the scene with the latest on this investigation. Joseph.
Well, Janice, we are learning that that 24-year-old woman was a TSA officer. She was killed right here behind me, gunned down. Her 3-year-old was also injured, but that 3-year-old is said to be in stable condition.
From this orange evidence marker to the stairs stained with dry blood, signs of the deadly shooting Monday. Sky 10 over the scene, showing the body of 24-year-old LaShante Jones laying for hours at the foot of a staircase.
We're trying to figure out what was the motive here. We're trying to figure out what caused this type of senseless violence.
Jones was gunned down around 3:30 Monday afternoon at this apartment complex off of US 1 and Southwest 258th Street. Police say a dark gray 4-door Nissan drove up and someone inside opened fire. Jones was shot and killed, pronounced dead on the scene, and sources tell Local 10 her 3-year-old child was grazed by a bullet. The child taken to Nicholas Children's Hospital, where she is now recovering. Loved ones gathering at the scene, overcome with emotion. Our cameras capturing this distraught woman, escorted by police into their mobile command center.
How many more kids do we need to be shot before we realize that bad policies have consequences?
I'm afraid that this kind of incidents will scare people away.
Right now at 11, bullets fly in Times Square. Tonight, 3 innocent bystanders, including a child and a tourist, are the latest victims of the city's spike in gun violence. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Moore. We have new video tonight of the moment gunshots rang out around 5 o'clock this evening. In this scene from EarthCam, you see crowds of people running frantically right after the shots were fired. The victims here include a 4-year-old girl from Brooklyn who police say was on a shopping trip with her family to buy toys. She was shot in the leg and was undergoing surgery tonight. A 23-year-old woman from Rhode Island was shot in the leg, and a 43-year-old woman from New Jersey was shot in the foot. Police say none of these victims.
And now at 11, a Stone Mountain mother found buried beneath a home. Tonight, only on CBS 46, Kim Mason's family opening up about her death. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rick Folbaugh.
And I'm Karen Greer. Relatives say Mason went missing after a date with a man now charged in connection to her death. CBS 46's Zach Summers live in Gwinnett County tonight explaining how authorities knew just where to look. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening, Karen. You know, Kim Mason's family, they knew something was off when they didn't hear from her late Saturday night into Sunday morning. The mom of 4 lived about 15 minutes from this precinct, and her body was found yesterday in Barrow County.
It wasn't enough to bring her home.
Creo Brady says it was his family who led authorities to this home on Tanner's Bridge Road where Kim Mason's body was found in a crawl space on Tuesday. The family apparently tracked the GPS data from the 46-year-old's phone.
Her vehicle went from a drive somewhere to this guy's residence and stayed there from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. Her vehicle was tossed or abandoned at this industrial park at 4:36 a.m.
The home is linked to Adam Hurd, who's now facing several charges in connection to Mason's death.
She didn't deserve this.
Brady believes his sister met Hurd while driving for Lyft. He says the two had known each other for less than 2 months, but Mason was ready to break it off to rehab a relationship with her baby's father.
He saw how good she was and he wanted to be selfish and keep her for all, and it was more, I know it was, if I can't have you, no one can.
Let's go to breaking news right now.
A woman is dead after a shooting in Northeast Houston. Our Kathy Hernandez is live this morning on the story. Kathy, what do we know so far here?
Good morning. We are working to get you more information, but take a look right behind me. This is a very active scene here as investigators are collecting information and talking to the shooter here on the scene. A man is telling police he heard banging at his door at about 4:15 this morning. He grabbed a gun and went to the door, according to investigators. He says it was his ex-girlfriend, and she forced her way inside the home. There was some type of struggle then, and that's when he said he shot her once. She died here at the scene, but again, a very active situation. We're working to learn more information to get to you, and we'll bring it to you here during this newscast. Reporting live in Northeast Houston, Kathy Hernandez, KPRC 2
Crime
News.
alert at 11 and shocking new video. A woman ambushed outside a local gas station. The suspect's shoving a gun in her face.
Tonight, the victim is opening up to CBS 46. Jamie Kennedy is live tonight at the Chevron in Southwest Atlanta. And Jamie, certainly this was frightening for that young woman.
Yeah, absolutely, Tracy. A very, very scary moment for this young lady. Over here at the Chevron behind me, you can see just how bright it is, yet that still didn't stop these violent attackers. It's video of a shocking attack.
I honestly thought every second was the last.
That has deeply scarred 23-year-old victim, Janae Askew.
Sometimes my skin just feels like there's always a gun pointing at me. Like it's been hard. Yeah.
Surveillance video caught the moment attackers waited for Janae, setting an ambush while she was inside a Chevron gas station.
I come back out, I unlock my door, I get in the driver's side. When I saw the gun, that's when everything hit me. And every second I thought I was going to get shot. Every second I thought it was going to be the last. That's honestly how it felt.
In the video, you see one of the young men shove a gun in Janae's face. Not long after, the second young man comes around to her door and violently throws her to the ground.
And being that aggressive with me, and that's when I realized that they might be willing to hurt me.
Janae says she ran inside for help and the suspects ran off, only taking 2 cell phones. Janae says she made eye contact with the men while walking inside the gas station and says that's when she feels they decided to target her.
I couldn't believe that I almost lost my life to 2 phones. I don't feel comfortable anywhere knowing they're still out there. I feel like they've seen my face way too clearly, and I don't feel like they feel like their job is done. So
A nurse from Missouri spent 2 days living in New York City before she packed her bags and headed home. She says that she was assaulted by a stranger near Penn Station. 25-year-old Taylor Dowling says that she was walking with her parents to their hotel last night when she was randomly punched in the head near 34th Street and 9th Avenue. She was supposed to stay here as part of a summer nursing program performing COVID vaccinations, but she says that she wouldn't feel safe riding the subway.
Imagine if I'm by myself and I don't know anybody. So there's just no point to stay and risk that.
So instead of starting her new job today, she flew back to St. Louis with her parents.
The search for a missing honor student in upstate New York. She was last seen more than a week ago at her Buffalo State College. Go on. TJ Holmes has the latest. Good morning, TJ.
Hey, good morning, guys. And everybody take a look. This is Sanaya Dennis, 19 years old. She's a college student. Her family says she is such a creature of habit that even if she's running behind, she'll call and let you know she's running behind. Well, the family hasn't heard from her in quite some time. In fact, her cell phone hasn't been used in 8 days. No credit card of hers has been used in 8 days. There is no electronic surveillance of any kind that has caught her in the past 8 days. This young lady has simply vanished.
A family desperate for answers as they search for Sanaya Dennis. The 19-year-old Buffalo State College student has been missing since Saturday, April 24th, when she was last seen in this surveillance image from inside her dorm. Her family says the sophomore handed in a school assignment, then caught a bus to Niagara Falls.
This is not like her. This is not of her nature. She is, my mother always said she's a creature of habit.
Later that day, a ping from her cell phone was detected near Niagara Falls State Park, 17 miles from campus. But then she seemingly
Right now at 4, a mother of 6 dead after running off the road and into a rain-swollen creek. CBS 46's Megan Packer spent the day speaking with the woman's family. She joins us live in Douglas County. And Megan, this story just heartbreaking.
It really is. This family's so upset right now, Tracy. We're at the convenience store where Amanda Lindley worked. She was on her way here to work in the deli like she does every day. Yesterday morning when she did not show up, her family knew something was wrong and they started looking for her. We spent the day with many of her relatives today as they returned to the scene on Friendship Church Road just over the county line in Paulding County. 36-year-old Lindley's car was found submerged in Sweetwater Creek. Her family says she left for work shortly before 4 a.m. yesterday, and it was about 12 hours later they discovered part of her car in the water after they had reported her missing. Divers recovered the car and Lindley's body from the water last night. Her family and a Georgia State Patrol crash report says the road was underwater from the overflowing creek.
Michaela's death is an unspeakable tragedy.
Middlesex County DA Marion Ryan calling the death last month of 16-year-old Michaela Miller tragic. Miller, a student and athlete at Hopkinton High School, was found dead the morning of April 18th. Her family had taken to social media, saying she was ambushed the day before and found hours later tied to a tree. Concerns over Miller's death have gone viral on social media, following posts from the group Violence in Boston. One post says Miller was murdered and it's a cover-up.
Regarding the notion that this office has in some way neglected Michaela's case, or worse, so much worse, is engaged in some sort of cover-up, is patently false.
The DA provided a timeline of the hours before Miller's death. After 5 o'clock on Saturday the 17th, there was an encounter in the clubhouse at Michaela's apartment complex involving her and 4 other teens. Her mother called police after 7 p.m. Officers noticed Michaela had a bloody lip and she told them she'd been pushed and punched. After 9 o'clock, a fitness tracker in Michaela's phone shows she left her building.
That phone indicated that between 9 and 10 p.m. on Saturday night, the phone traveled a distance of 1,316 steps. That distance of 1,316 steps is approximately the distance between Michaela's home and the place where her body would subsequently be located.
Her body discovered hanging in a tree by a jogger at around 7 a.m. on Sunday. Using cell phones, surveillance video, and EasyPass data, the DA says they confirmed the 4 teens involved in the altercation were not in the area. Michaela's phone was found on her. Her backpack was nearby. Investigators are now awaiting forensic testing and the medical examiner's report on the cause of Michaela's death.